Good morning friends, how are you? Hope all are fine. ମୁଁ ଡକ୍ଟର ସୁବ୍ରତ କୁମାର ମହାନ୍ତି ମୋର ଏହି ଓଡ଼ିଆ ୟୁଟ୍ୟୁବ ବାୟୋଲୋଜି ଚ୍ୟାନେଲ ଜୀବ ବିଜ୍ଞାନକୁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରୁଛି। ଆଜି ଆମେ ଜୀବ ବର୍ଗୀକରଣର ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା କ'ଣ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ଆଲୋଚନା କରିବା। କିନ୍ତୁ ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୋର ଏହି ଚ୍ୟାନେଲ ଜୀବ ବିଜ୍ଞାନକୁ ସବସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ବିଶେଷ ଅନୁରୋଧ। Friends, people often say that biology is very difficult to understand, but actually it is not that much difficult provided we have determination and dedication. If any one of you have any doubt in any topic related to biology, you can inform me by WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is 7894495575. You can also inform me about your doubts in the comment box which has been given below. Now the question is, what are the needs of classification? What is classification? Classification is a process by which organisms are divided into different groups known as taxonomic groups based on their shared characteristics. Each taxonomic group is then placed in a suitable rank known as taxonomy category. Now the question is, what are shared characteristics? The characteristics that all organisms of a taxonomy group possess are known as shared characteristics. For example, these are the shared characteristics of mammals. First one is mammary glands, which produce milk for nourishment of the newborn. And number two, hair or fur on the body surface. Number three, all mammals have 3 middle ear bones. And number four, there is a muscular diaphragm which separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. The diaphragm helps the lungs to contract or expand during the respiration. Next one is endothermy, that means warm-blooded. Mammals are warm-blooded. That means they maintain a constant body temperature irrespective of environmental conditions. And next one is the presence of specialized teeth. And seventh one is that most of the mammals keep live births. The remaining animals lay down eggs for reproduction. And the last one is the presence of a highly complex brain. If any unknown organism exhibits these characteristics, it can be identified as a mammal which is placed in the class Mammalia. So friends, shared characteristics or traits are very useful for the identification of unknown organisms. Classification is one of the core aspects of taxonomy. These are the needs of classification. First one is simplifying study. Second one is universal naming. Third one is understanding evolutionary history. And last one is identification. First one is that classification simplifies study of such a huge number of organisms. According to a recent estimate, the total number of species on the earth which has already been identified and described are somewhere between 15 lakhs and 25 lakhs. In addition, there are a huge number of organisms which have not yet been discovered. Adding both, the total number of species will be somewhere between 87 lakhs and 1 lakh crores. Because of this huge biodiversity, it is not possible to study the species one by one. Now the question is how to study them. Their study has been made easier by classifying them into different groups known as taxonomy groups based on their shared traits. Taxonomy groups are real biological entities. They are the actual collection of living organisms. Each group represents a discrete population of living organisms in nature. By contrast, taxonomy categories are abstract. They are man-made. Each taxonomy group is placed in a specific category, also called as taxonomic rank. So by organizing all these species into different taxonomy groups, their study becomes much easier. Take a small and interesting example to understand actually what classification is. In a school, there are 100 students, out of which different students belong to different classes. If we will teach students one by one, it will not be possible. For teaching them individually, we have to appoint minimum 100 teachers. So how to manage them and teach them? In order to teach them efficiently, the students are classified into different classes, such as class 1, class 2 and class 3. By organizing students into different classes, teaching and their management become easier and also their identification. Similarly, classification also makes the study of this huge number of species easier by classifying them into different groups. Now the question is how to identify an unknown organism. For this, first of all, we have to determine its diagnostic characteristics and then compare those characteristics with other organisms which have already been identified and described. If there are similarities between the unknown organism and an already existing group, that means the organisms belongs to that particular group. So on this basis, unknown organisms are identified by comparing their diagnostic characteristics with other taxonomy groups. Another need is universal naming. Classification assigns a single correct scientific name to each species. The scientific name of species are binomial. The binomial nomenclature in Odia Dipodo Namakaranam was introduced by Carlos Linnaeus. According to this system, all species are given a single correct binomial scientific name. Remaining categories are given scientific names which are uninomial. That means they consist of a single word. For example, Rosa, Musa, Mammalia and so on. The scientific names of different taxonomy groups remain same throughout the world. For example, the scientific name of Indian rose is Rosa indica. It is a species in which Rosa is the genus and indica represents the specific epithet. Wherever you go or in which part of the world you may be, Indian rose has the same scientific name. Similarly, the scientific names of other taxonomy groups also remain same. This universal naming of organisms avoids confusion that will be caused by the use of local names which vary from one part of a country to another and also from one country to another country. Next one is understanding evolution. By dividing organisms into different groups based on their shared characteristics and placing them in a suitable category, classification helps us to understand the evolutionary history and relationship between different groups. As already said, all organisms of a particular taxonomy groups have similar characteristics that indicate that they are evolutionary related, having a common ancestors. Similarly, those taxonomy groups exhibit similarities also indicate that they arose from a common ancestor. So in this way, classification helps us to understand the evolutionary history of different organisms by constructing different types of branching diagrams which are collectively known as phylogenetic trees. And about identification, it is already described. So friends, this is all about the needs of classification. For more updates, subscribe my channel, Jibo Bigyan. Thank you.